So it is almost midnight where I am, 10 minutes till midnight. I think I woke up in Wonderland. I'm still trying to recover. American Pope. Uh, you know, I'm Catholic. I've been Catholic my entire life. And if somebody told me not yesterday, but the day before, by the end of this week would have a American, which is awesome, from Chicago, which I question, Pope, I would have said you're a liar. That just, the that just blows my mind. So I woke up in Wonderland, and I've been trying to do the head math. I know Shadow, you are slightly Catholic. I know your son is, you know,
Mhm.
is extremely
I,
Catholic.
I was born Catholic. I became a Baptist in my mid-teens, and I'm I've been informed that I'm still technically a Catholic. So, and I go every Sunday to a
I go
Catholic church. I love it.
go three
I
times a
don't
week.
agree with everything, but I don't agree with everything with any one particular anything other than uh, stupid little things that are just personal tastes. So,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and I
yeah.
don't know
So
anything about this guy. And I'm sure if I dug deep, I would probably be disappointed on one level or another.
I don't, I don't.
So,
I mean, he's from Chicago, so take that. Uh,
well, I'm not a big fan of the current state of immigration here or abroad. I think you should stick to your own place and fix it. Even though I'm planning on vacating the current place I'm in someday soon, next year or two or three, getting the frick out because there ain't no fixing stupid.
I I agree to a point. I think this world works on we as a species migrate. That's always been our thing until we realized we could farm, and then we started staying in one place. But with that being said, there's a right way and a wrong way to do things. And
Absolutely is.
if you go by
Howdy, Raven.
the right way, this is a beautiful country. You come here the right way, hey, welcome to the community. You come here the wrong way, well,
You got these things called catapults.
there's consequences to everything. So
Yeah, and
anyway,
I think if you look abroad and you see some of the things that are happening elsewhere, uh, just saying
it's an interesting world, but it's always been an interesting world.
uh, well, I don't know. I'm not as old as people say, but
Oh,
there have been
come
some
on.
times that uh,
I
there have
thought
been
you
some
were
times in
shooting.
human history. I'm glad I didn't participate in that particular era.
As a Catholic, there's a few times. I
I love the Wild West on the big screen, but I know I would be throwing up at the smell of BO and other nastiness on a regular basis, especially out here in the West where it's real hot all the damn time. People wearing black and three layers of clothes that does not
linen,
keep me from sweating.
linen, my friend, is actually the way to go.
Yeah, they didn't do that. They wore
Linen
they,
is
they wore lots of
historically
flannel and leather.
right. Which historically, linen has always just been the way to go clothes wise. I like linen, but when you're out somewhere in Middle East or wherever and it's hot, linen is a amazingly breathing fabric, and I recommend everybody get a pair of linen boxers out there because no one needs ball soup. Um,
Also, you become used to the smell. There's nose
Nose
blindness.
blind.
I
Yeah,
understand that. I'm well aware of that phenomenon, but
yeah.
getting over that, I don't want to be able to do.
It takes like 12 hours max, and
I
and,
don't want.
and the scent does not come back for years.
You have to you have to move away from that area before for a while, then move back. It's like spending the a summer over at your grandparents' house, right? When you first walk in, oh God, old people. By the second or third week, you don't smell anything. You go home or wherever for school, you come back, oh God, old people.
Yeah, pee and
Yeah,
vitamins. It's called
But anyways, how you doing, Justin? It's been a minute.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
I don't see Shauner.
Yeah, I could have swore I just saw you like an hour ago.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to open up Google Docs to work on Diddley because I was spending time with the boy, and I tried to get him to join us, but he didn't hear me. And it's a school night, so
School's more important than my fat ass.
school's more important than a lot of things. But
I mean,
family's family, you know.
don't get me wrong. I was about to say I miss my nephew.
He's a
I
good
miss
kid.
picking on him.
He
Can't
misses
wait.
picking on you.
You shouldn't have eaten them.
Get into my belly. I miss the '90s. I just
don't.
miss.
You know why I don't? I realized I don't remember the '90s.
I was about to say
I
Sean
was-
Penn wasn't that popular.
I was doing things. I know I wasn't in jail, and it just went
You
by like.
you were in your 5th AIDS coma.
No, I was in Virginia a good part of the time, and that's just a blur of I hated every second there. It was
West
awful.
Virginia is pretty, but I wouldn't want to live there.
No, this is regular Virginia, and it sucked. I
What's wrong with regular Virginia? It's not west enough for you?
a lot of dumbass racism, and a lot of
Yeah, I don't believe you.
a lot of other things. You know, I went there under false pretenses, and it didn't get better till the day I left.
What was her name?
Yeah, we won't talk about that on camera. It's a thing.
I know most of my big dumb decisions or moving decisions.
Absolutely, and
I mean, I followed a girl to Kenya. For about
I couldn't get hardly
What?
any gaming in while I was there, and
To Kenya?
Africa.
Yeah. Why?
She
What?
was involved in a church.
What kind of Peace Corps weirdo shit?
It was church related. We went over there and helped build houses and churches for 2 weeks. And I'm like, sure, why not? I still have an active passport. I'll go to Kenya. So I went to Kenya. Beautiful country, beautiful part of the world. If you like heat.
Yeah.
that's him being diplomatic and nice.
Morning prayer. They got up. Let's go do morning prayer. I'm going to go get some breakfast. You guys have a good time. Lunch prayer. All right, we're on prayer. I see a pool that has a bar. You all have a good time. Yeah. Anyways.
Well, that's why you're being a cynic. You went there with the church. You should have done some praying. It would have been good for your soul. You might still have one. Wait, no, you ate it.
That means I would still have it.
Well, no,
no.
technically,
You digested that shit like a decade ago and pooped it out.
yeah, I can't even imagine what that must have been like.
It's kind of bitter.
How would you know?
Because he ate it.
Anyways.
Bitter is usually part of the that whole process.
Why do you think I'm so tan? I go to church 3 times a week. Oh man. So everybody has had a good week. It's been a long week for me.
Yeah, it went by really fast.
Yeah.
Parts of it, were really good.
We really got to stop doing a show on Wednesday.
If you want,
I have no reason. I just like saying that a lot.
I don't know. Well, my Wednesdays are
busy.
Plus, I got trivia like going to at the Cigar Lounge, which I won last night, which says something. I don't know what it says.
Against idiots.
It's funny because two of the 5 people there have won multiple times. But like two of the subjects, two
were Gilmore Girls and food.
No, food. Yeah, one was about food.
How would you eat a Gilmore Girl? And it's like with steak sauce. That's not how you're supposed to answer that question.
Like one of the questions about food was, in which country invented French toast?
Belgium.
No, that was the most common answer though.
Oh.
Italy.
Hmm. I was
What
not
meat?
expecting
Damn
that.
fine, damn fine breakfast choice. Must say,
It's probably a dinner main course in Italy, though.
Belgian mustard. I think that's what I've got. Freaking damn good too. I had some tonight. It was fucking delicious.
So, I mean, I just looked out. I mean, the topics of each area is somewhat,
Yeah, that's a tricky game. You could get a real bad run of topics that you don't give two flying flips
Oh yeah,
about,
a
or it
couple
could be right up your alley.
month ago, maybe 2 months ago, a whole 4 questions was about the TV show Seinfeld, which I've never seen an episode in my life. And I'm like,
Right.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, I got
Yeah, you just
nothing.
say George. Just say George every time.
Kramer.
Yeah,
Or
Kramer.
Soup Nazi, or no, I know that's a thing, but no, I just never was never my show. So no, it does happen. You're right. It can be a tricky
Do
game.
you remember the questions?
How did George kill his fiance? More or less was one of them.
I can answer that one. Wedding invitation glue.
Uh, which character had the dresser that had the Soup Nazis recipes in?
I'd have to
That
say
would be
Newman.
Kramer. No, I think it was maybe
know.
Elaine.
Yeah,
It was
I
the girl.
really
It
didn't
was
see
the
that
woman.
many episodes, but enough to,
I remember the episode, but I didn't really.
But yeah, no, it was like questions like that. There was a few other ones. I only got one of them correctly, and that was in how did the show end? I'm like them all going to jail, I think,
Yeah,
and that was
yeah,
right.
yeah. It's the law does not work that way, but it's they just stood back and watched as some guy got mugged.
and pointed
There
and
was like,
laughed.
yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't,
they all went to jail for being horrible people.
yeah,
Well, because they failed to act on the Good Samaritan Act law,
yeah, but
whatever you want to call it.
that's not
Eh,
what that.
Yeah, right. And
Yeah,
then the prosecution just brought in every freaking thing they'd ever done wrong in their lives.
it was a clip show episode, like everything was other. Yeah, um,
Yeah, it was dumb.
it was like, how can we end this in the most unsatisfying way possible? That was the joke of the episode. And then they
Yeah,
were beaten by the Sopranos.
like another night, one of the topics was the Kentucky Derby was this past weekend, so there
They
was
still
a
hold
bunch of
that.
what?
Yes.
They still do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anytime they sit
Yeah,
around
that's
drinking
how
old fashions,
sports I
and
am.
it's a thing. It's a multi-billion-dollar business.
Yeah, it's called gambling.
Not just the gambling, but the horse, training and raising and spawning the horses. And I'm like, yeah, that's why nothing. I mean, I only knew one of them was like what bourbon brand, what bourbon is most commonly served there. I'm like, and I went Woodruff Reserve just because it's really the only bourbon I know of. To be fair, and it was right, and that was a shot in the dark. But I like trivia. I like trivia because it makes you think.
I think we all are guilty of that. We've all got our uh, specialties or expertises. In you know hanging on to useless information.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many how many times people are talking about a movie that I've never seen, but I know the actors that were in it, just because I have a memory for some things like that or whatever. And it's like, yeah, I never saw the movie. Like, how'd you know? Probably because I saw the commercial like 50 times and it stuck.
Yeah,
Really
where I
good
can't
movie.
remember shit.
Yeah.
The only thing I can remember is fucking Shadow forced me to participate in the production of gay porn.
No, that's not what happened.
I see that commercial all the fucking time.
That commercial. I was thinking the other day. I'm glad I didn't. I should say I'm glad I deleted that video. But had I not, in retrospect, I could have made your life a living hell.
Nah.
Oh yeah.
You really should switch over to Restream there, Connell.
Yeah.
They have a thing on the side where you can like put songs and they just stay there, so you can click on
Oh
them.
yeah, I know. I've been
Everything
meaning
about
to.
it is better. unlimited hours, etc.
It doesn't matter. He streams like once every 3 months.
Everything about it's better, and it's just as easy. There's not much difference in any of the things.
The logo is more discreet.
Yeah.
The logo is more
Well,
discreet.
I like being able to, because Bruce uses Restream, and I can't interact with the chat. I can't type.
That is the only thing I would complain about.
And with ours, with mine at least, with this,
Yeah, I can type in the chat right now myself. When I'm hosting the show, I can't. Unless
yes, you can as the host.
Oh yeah,
other people can.
Right.
So,
which is stupid.
I have to keep my phone next to me if there's anything I want to chat. It was like,
well, if it's on Bruce's thing, you still use this because he's the host of it, not you.
He uses Restream.
Oh, okay.
He tried Rumble once and it didn't go over well for one reason or the other. You have to talk to him about it.
Yeah.
But
I have this song, this AI generated song that's about shadow and butt sex.
Who are you kidding? You've got like a library full of them.
Yeah, I got like a half an album, but so I can play that anytime. I don't have to go looking for it. I can just like hit the music tab and click play.
Dear God, why did I give up drinking?
Did you?
You didn't.
More or less.
Lies.
I haven't had a drink in several months.
You know what that makes you, right?
Not Catholic.
No, it makes you English.
Oh,
you're no longer Irish, man. The English are allowed to quit drinking. They probably don't, but they're allowed to. The Irish aren't.
That's not true because I gave it up.
Yeah, and you became English,
or Sean Penn,
which would be Jewish.
Yeah, no.
Mazel tov.
Although I do have some English in my ancestry, supposedly. But
I know you've had some English in you at one time or another.
That's weak. You do better than that. No,
I throw everything at the wall.
Let's see what.
And nothing is stuck,
except for you being gay.
Yeah.
It's stuck all over your face and is dripping off your chin.
You guys got to do any gaming this week?
I did Tuesday. I was in Bloodworth's Amazing Adventures. It's fun, ish. It's not my favorite game I'm in. I was in a game Saturday with Cal and RPG Grandma and Mike and Jen for Married with Gaming, run by OGGM. That's always a fun, silly game, which I'm a big fan of that. But not every game should be that way. If you're a real gamer, you should have like one of those in your schedule to just cut loose and just not take anything seriously, goof off.
Nah.
And then whatever you're really passionate about, you should have those games as well. But because I am who I am, all my games are pretty ridiculous.
That's fair. What about you, Justin?
I am playing God Wars. It's the only game I'm in right now.
Oh, really? Well, you're in my Traveler game and my D&D game.
No, that's not count.
Those are real games.
I
am looking forward to trying some new stuff out for the remainder of this year. We're going to wrap up the Traveler game probably sooner than I thought, just because.
Mork.
Yeah, we're going to play Mork Borg. He's going to run it. Ullman's supposed to run Pugmire, and then
looks like a fun game.
Yeah.
It sounds like a blast, even if it is a 5e derivative or whatever you want to call it. I'm okay with that.
It's a great engine, just it needs a different body.
I hate that term. It's not a fucking engine. It don't run anything except people's fucking,
chick counters.
Well, no, I was going to say something alluding to throwing their money into the dumpster, buying all the products. But
hey, if we're going to get into game development, lose that fucking attitude right now. I want I want people throwing a lot of money into a dumpster.
No, well, that dumpster is my wallet and yours.
I'll take my cut and put it into a box, and you can take your cut and put it into fucking Chippendales.
Yeah, it's not
What's
actually the money I make.
You keep
All that
telling
money's
yourself.
just going to go into Jackie's bank account.
That's what he's calling Chippendales now.
No, it's going to Jackie.
Yeah.
This channel was his idea, and he's already made some money off it, and I've made some money off it, and I'm not exactly hurt for money, and this way I can, everything I do, I can say I did it for him, which is essentially true.
The only thing you ever did for him, besides scarring him emotionally with gay porn and meth, I guess.
Yeah, I've done so many cool things for him.
Yeah. Jackie, tell your daddy's gay again.
He's probably already asleep, or he's got headphones on, or whatever.
Sometimes he pops his head out.
I know, right? I wish he would do that more.
Yeah.
That's why I just heard him
Yeah.
bubbling around, but maybe
Has he finally realized girls are not ucky?
I don't think it's that. It's just that the ones he comes in contact with the most are.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of weird to try to have a dating life with having extremely high morals in high school.
Yeah, I didn't know what morals were until college, and even then, that was somebody else's problem.
I mean, I'm not saying, I understand.
You're supposed to have just enough morals to not get her pregnant or catch the clap.
Yeah. Well, I was lucky on at least one of those counts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna say which.
Well, in high school, you didn't get her pregnant. Or him pregnant, because he couldn't get pregnant.
It's not how that works.
How
that worked.
I love this. How somebody told me this years
ago. The
I
clap.
always found it fairly
Rickets.
funny. Anal sex is the best form of safe sex, is what's normally said. I disagree. You know how many shitheads are out there?
Yeah, that's funny. But in a less funny but more gross sense, a prolapsed colon is not safe sex. Just saying.
Personal experience?
No.
And it's just gross. It's just sorry, but
I get it.
It's just we made Raven look up Rosebud.
Oh God.
And it gets worse than that if you fucking keep doing that shit from what I've seen in the news.
Oh, I don't pick on Janet as much as I used to, but I'd just say a term and have her pick it up, and it's like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I got technically 2 games I'm in on Monday every other Monday. One is Cyborg from Morgborg.
Oh, you playing that?
Yeah,
basically the same rules, but
it's interesting.
You like the dice mechanic?
Not really.
No, it's very, very easy. It's the same, like 12 average.
I don't dislike it.
Hard.
I just don't. How should I put this? I just don't have technically anything for it or against it.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying Dragonbane. I'm enjoying the DM that's running Dragon's Bane.
Yeah, I someone sent me the PDF, and I really, the art was nice, but I hated everything about the mechanics and.
Do you still have the PDF?
I would have to go scour my separate devices to find it, but it was. I don't like the games that even though I'm writing one with Justin, that top out early and don't have room to really stretch out. And
which is exactly the type of game we are having, because it's like realistic, so it's gonna have a very small dynamic window in which you develop.
Well, yeah, it's also because of the genre.
Stats.
The genre has no need for that. You don't start your rookie cop out to become a freaking
Batman.
Right. I mean, you could, but it's not meant to do that. I mean, the most badass
Okay,
your character should ever get.
I'm a rookie cop, and I'm going to deliberately expose myself to radiation poisoning.
Yeah.
And hopefully I roll three tens because
The most badass character you should ever be able to make is either
I get X-ray vision.
Maxwell Smart or James Bond. That's a top out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You take a bullet, you're going down, and
I'm going to deliberately expose myself to this radioactive spider.
God. Well, Dragonbane, the artwork is fine. I don't particularly have an issue one way or the other with the artwork. It is what it is.
It was cute.
Yeah, it's consistent, which is the most important.
Yes, that's true. The DM is a really good DM. Shadow, you met him once on Gatekeepers when we did the thing on when we were celebrating Jade.
Just name the person.
Yeah,
they're on a show. Name them.
Finn. He goes by Finn.
Yeah.
He's really good.
As soon as you said that, I already guessed who you're talking about.
He's one of my better friends, and he games. I mean, he's an old school gamer that's just trying to stay, doing different stuff. He's definitely tired of 5th edition. He's said multiple times that he'll play in 5th edition, but they'll no longer get his money at all. He's kind of like me. I just want to play.
Well,
that's why I'm in a Shadow Dark game. I don't particularly like the system. I'm in a GURPS game. Don't particularly like the system. It's always for me. It's always who am I playing with?
Yeah.
That's anybody who doesn't have that mentality is gonna regret it when they get to my age.
The only main problem I have with Dragonbane is a roll down game. And I don't do well at those. You know who does? Jade.
Yeah. That really shouldn't be a thing. Mathematically, it really shouldn't happen. If you play enough, you should really never have that happen. And if you do have that consistently happen, either get new dice or go see a parapsychologist.
Stop having gay sex.
Well, I was
getting stop being psychic and fudging not fudging, but manipulating your dice either consciously or subconsciously.
I just tell them
math rocks work a certain way, and they should never be consistent in that way, or the opposite. They really should be random, and if it's not being random, then something's wrong.
Yeah. No, I've seen him go through his dice, the guys next to him's a D20, and somebody else.
He should see if he can consistently roll 7s on 2 6ers.
And then we're going to this casino. But no, I wasn't one of his games, but it just kind of fell through. He was running index card RPG.
What he needs to do is go buy himself some goofer dust and spread it around the.
Yeah.
How is Jade? I haven't seen him in over a year, man.
Busy.
Yeah, still busy. That's either really good or really depressing.
Really depressing.
Knowing Jade and how much he loves the hobby, but even I've gone through droughts of gaming, like I said in Virginia. And if he really does love it, he'll come back to it when he can.
He tries to get. He's in a couple games. He doesn't want to play power math rocks anymore. He wants, that's why he's enjoying the RPG index.
Yeah, power fantasy. I fucking hate that shit. Now let me blow a horn. Shadow.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. My D&D game is pretty gonzo and over the top.
Yeah.
Even at this earliest stage in the game.
Who do you think is the most powerful person in the party?
Cal.
Cal, you think so?
If you take all his stuff away, he's the most powerful.
Yeah. Okay.
If you include magic items, it would be a toss up between you and Omen,
Okay.
Crinkle, or
Yes, but
maybe.
who's been the most destructive?
Oh, definitely you and Cal are you've done more in the way of sickening amounts of damage, but he's done a lot
I almost TPK'd the party
twice.
last week, and I don't mean like I almost got some creature killed. I mean I did something that almost killed the entire party.
Oh man, Bruce's game a couple weeks ago almost killed the entire party.
No, no, no.
It
I
was
don't mean like in several actions or whatever. I mean like with one die roll.
oh wow. No,
Well, technically two, but
I've the level that we are at, realistically, death is not as serious as it should be. You
I
can be
hate
brought
that.
back. I know
I,
you hate that, but it's a mechanic of the game, and people use
not
that
every
mechanic.
game.
oh, you're so fucking pissed. I still know you're so pissed about that. Last week, beginning of the session,
Who are you talking about?
the bring back. We
Oh, the
had the
Ring of the
magic
Fork.
thing. We had
No,
the
it's a limited thing, and you could have used it for other things. And that I'm actually kind of proud of you guys for doing that because the number of resurrections that you'll see in my game uh, are are in your hands probably. I don't do that. They found two items that could potentially bring people back one time, and one of them was in a dungeon module, so I left it as is. The other one I put in there uh, because it seemed appropriate. But other than that, I mean, when was the last time you guys came across a healing potion?
we have a few around, but
Oh,
yeah.
But yeah, I
playing.
don't even have those out.
I
Uh,
was running a fifth edition game for a bunch of adults, and they're like, "Oh, we would like this to be a little bit more serious." I'm like, "Oh, okay, if that's what you want." So every time they take a health potion, they have to make a con save. If they fail their con save, they slowly get addicted to it, which will eventually do con damage.
that I don't need that. Uh, I mean, on a good session, there's what three healers in the party, and that's the way I kind of like it. You guys
Yeah.
are responsible for your healing.
Well,
So
no,
I'm
and
going
I
to have
get
to
that.
throw those things out there. If I roll them up, cool. If not,
Yeah,
What was
do
the
that.
other thing I did? I don't remember what I was talking to. I think Bear or somebody about it. And there's a system where I guess DM brings out an egg timer and the torches that people use.
yeah, it's Shadow Dark.
Shadow Dark. I've started doing that, and
Yeah, fuck that.
they
It's retarded.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's good up until about fourth level, in a regular kind of game where, like I use the magic weapons glow rule from
Oh,
AD&D. So after a while, everybody's got something, okay, cool. We don't have to worry about lighting that much. I want them to see what's going on.
Glow and light is. Yeah.
the glow
It,
would
it,
only
it,
have maybe a
it,
3 foot radius.
no, they glow like torches, according to my recollection. That's fine. There's so many other ways to
Oh
to
yeah,
keep things lit up.
Yeah. Well, you
that's
don't
fair.
keep track of that shit anyway. No one's ever
Yeah,
pulled out a fucking
it
torch in our games.
if I want it dark, I'll make it dark. Just
Yeah.
like I don't roll for the weather. The weather is what I want it to be to make the scene feel right. I'm not going to go, oh crap, it's snowing because I rolled on a chart. No,
No, you gotta be like intelligent about these things. But back to the health objects. We had this one of the players has a thing that allows you to reset an event
Yeah,
three times.
like Groundhog's Day theory.
Yeah,
yeah, almost exactly.
kind of, and was just undid the need to use the
The resurrection item,
yeah. So it's like
which is good
you
because
just saw the life just drain out of this fucking guy's eyes.
no, I was.
It was like he's
It's
just
a
like
limited resource either way,
oh
but it was clever use of it, and
yeah.
now you can use it. You got the one more charge on the ring, and then you got the two resurrection items, and
Yeah.
you know, uh, that's all fine.
If you run a system as rules as written, I mean, just running it straight out of the book, right? And it has that mechanic in it, which is expensive. It's not cheap. Yeah, it's expensive. Then then use it if you want, if it's cool with you. And that's always kind of been my thing, you know.
Here's the thing.
Oh,
I watched, in Bruce's game, 4 people get resurrected in one day,
Mhm.
only for it to happen again, the next. And then there was the whole reincarnation fiasco, where you guys didn't like the results of the reincarnation, so you killed him and
Oh,
brought
that
him
was
back.
me.
That to me that's more Gonzo and what do you call it? Like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy kind of, humor, or what was Spell for Chameleon, or those other humorous D&D kind of stories.
Yeah.
If that's what you're going for, that's fine. But I didn't think that's what he was going for, and it just seemed ridiculous
Well,
to
he
me.
damn near killed
It's just too much.
the entire party except for no, he killed me. He finally got me, and but he didn't get my cohort and Janet and somebody else, and we all kind of just like teleported out of there. And because I had the infinite, wisdom or however you want to put it, it's like all I need is like a lock of people's hair. Everybody give me a small, give me a lock of your hair, then we can res. Fucking expensive,
It's
but
not expensive. That's the problem. Expensive is like you give up everything to bring one guy back.
yeah. So,
yeah.
when we go to, I'm gonna screen share with you, there, Connell.
Because
Oh,
it takes away from the uh, the the feeling that I got and I still get every time I watch the movie The Lord of the Rings and Boromir dies.
That
so
So
was
so
bullshit.
so when we go to play Morkborg,
Yeah.
if you guys die, you better like go party. Enough of the party better survive to go to town, so one of you mother effers can hit this button here and generate a new character, because like either you go through the book and hit it, or like you can use this auto character generator to
Mhm.
generate a new character anytime you want. It's on their website. Because that's your resurrection spell for me. Okay.
Yeah, I want I want a death to be meaningful and
Oh
not
no,
just
it's gonna be meaningful and gory.
you know what I mean though.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
I
We've
want
had
it
this
to I
conversation.
want people to be bummed
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
For
Oh,
the
I
other
was
guy,
bummed.
yeah, yeah,
not just my
yeah.
character died. It sucks. I want everybody else to be bummed for you that guy isn't around anymore.
The first time somebody picks up a scroll and it backfires, they're getting rats burrowing out of their chest or some shit like that. That's just not in the book. I'm gonna add that in right now.
Yeah,
Fucking
uh,
a demon is gonna reach up through your sphincter and blow your head out when they opens his fucking hand.
yeah.
That's
The
what's
other
gonna happen to you
problem
when you
I
fail
have
magic.
with it is like, how many times, you know, is someone going to be resurrected before it just seems like, what
Oh,
was
yeah.
that character from Drawn Together? The video game character that kept dying. I don't want it to be like that.
You're gonna
You
be
know?
like freaking Kenny.
Yeah,
Well, Kenny was actually dead for about 2 seasons, and they brought him back. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't
well,
want it to
yeah,
be
but
like that.
that
I
that
don't want
was
it.
like the 12th season. He died for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And how else are you going to take his stuff and divvy it up?
Exactly.
With it being depending on the system, it being high.
I'm really upset. I was looking to get a fucking side
Oh,
cannon with the fucking.
so question. If it is a sci-fi game and it's not so much cloning, it's not so much bringing back, but it's cloning an actual. They have a tank where you can just clone the fallen member. What was that movie that just came out, Mickey 17, where they just kept cloning him until when he died, they bring out another one?
that bombed so bad.
It's different implications.
I'm asking, are you Are you more okay with that concept?
You hear that?
Um, yeah, someone's
I
tapping.
don't know if that's fireworks or gunshots.
That's
I'm pretty sure
entirely
it's fireworks.
It's not gunshots. It's not
Yeah.
consistent, and it's
I didn't
fireworks.
know you lived in California, Justin.
No, but I know what gunshots sound like.
Here's part of the thing with a fantasy situation. There is magic, gods, and a soul is more important,
Uh,
or a constant thing, a reminder and an everyday topic of discussion. In sci-fi, it's like taken for granted that nobody has one, and life is cheap.
or well, if you got one,
Or
it's something that immutes to the
No,
material that.
I've been in a
Um,
few campaigns, fantasy campaigns where life is cheap.
yeah, it's
right,
every one that I'm in.
but you know what I mean, though. It's different, and uh, it's sort of a built-in thing. There are many TV shows and movies, etc., that have coming back as like that's just part of the genre or the part of the world.
Now,
Whereas,
I would say I would not do it the way they do in Mickey 17, or say, what's that stupid game with the multiplayer space mining?
Paranoia.
No, the video game.
Maybe, I don't know.
Um, it's really big, and people like form corporations and shit.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm not sure what you're talking
the
about.
name is going to doesn't matter. They have like the cloning in that. They call them capsuleers or something like that.
Yeah, I
Um,
could see like playing like a game like Altered Carbon
yeah. Okay.
or
So like altered carbon, I would put a penalty that if you haven't backed up, like you haven't like been in a place where you can like transfer your memories, you lose like some like the equivalent of experience. So if
yep,
you've leveled up, you
and you haven't
backtrack,
saved your game
yeah, and you haven't saved your game, and you have to define a location where your
or a
duplicate.
process. Because
No,
I
well,
remember there
like
was this
there's a
one game.
cloned body in a vat somewhere, and like you have to maintain that as like
There
an
was this one
expense.
game where you literally had to. You basically you used your phone before cell phones, and you
Mhm.
plugged in to save your game so that your memory was saved. At this place.
Yeah.
And then if you died, they would just grow you from that.
Well, the
Interesting.
reason that's a good enough mechanic in my book, as long as you actually do it. Like you have to like state it and check it off or whatever. Write
Mhm,
down the date on your paper and show it to the game master or whatever.
mhm.
Keep track of it. That's all, right? Um, but knowing where that body is and where that memory is stored, that way that information could get out and your enemies could blow it up
Yep.
for like there's an
And
actual
unless it's like
mechanic
the big
for.
corporation kind of thing, and
Yeah,
there's
no,
also
if you want multiple backups and multiple locations, you got to pay extra for that.
sure,
So it's
and,
a
and
more of
and
an
again, all
expense.
those things are like baked into you know opening session.
Yeah.
First game, everybody knows that okay, you know,
Well,
it's feasible to come back, but you also will find I think in the for the most part games like that it's a lot easier to die.
yes, but like the point I'm getting at is there's got to be a way for permanent death to happen.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
someone finds out where your body is, like your backup is stored, and they nuke it.
Or where your coffin is.
Yeah, or, well, whatever you call it in
Right.
game. Oh, and that they nuke it, and then they shoot you. Like, oh yeah, good. Click, bang, you're gone.
Because like I was referring to with the coffin, there's a lot of games where you're just not gonna die.
Yeah,
Vampire is a good example. I mean, sure you probably can. I don't know the mechanics that well, but there's a lot of superhero games and other genres where death really isn't the setback that it used to be, kind of thing. And if that's what you're getting into, cool. It's just when you try to have that in a game that it doesn't belong.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Death of Superman was something they never should have come back from.
But he
Oh,
didn't really die.
1994.
Yeah, I remember. I have a copy of the
Yeah,
comic.
yeah.
He-
I've
I
got
think
I've
he
got
did.
10 copies of everything from every issue that came out for that whole thing.
Yeah. So,
He
but
technically he did
It
die.
sucked.
it was a mystery up until near the mid part or the end. I can't remember. It's been a while, right? Because they had
Yeah,
the
he
four of
came
them
back
show up.
later. He
They
came
had-
back later after they had that special issue where he was talking to God, essentially,
yeah.
which
I
know.
don't remember that. There was
Uh,
the clone, the robot,
the kid
the kid,
Which
and
was the
the black
clone.
guy. No, the
Steel.
kid was the kid a clone.
Yeah,
Yeah, the kid
Superboy
was
is a clone between the Big Blue and Lex. He has got two daddies.
Fun fact: scientifically, Adam and Steve could have a kid. It's Lilith and Eve that can't.
Okay. Anyways, but yeah, no, I mean,
Uh,
I got nothing. Oh my god.
But I am looking forward to trying some new stuff. I've got a couple of new old games coming in, or have come in that I wanna try out.
but yeah, no. I'm just saying, Superman would be a lot more interesting if they just kept him dead and just had the four. Like
Some of
they
the four
actually,
were very interesting. I like the kid.
yeah.
Uh,
He got his own
uh,
TV show, and if it wasn't for that damn Lois and Clark, which was the only one I could bear watching, that show would have kept on the air. They canceled it only because they were doing the Dean Cain show.
yeah, and even Steel could have been fun. You know, and it would
Not a
definitely.
movie. Sucked ass though.
Oh, the Shaq
It still
movie.
was, one of the better black characters that had come along in a good long time.
Meteor Man.
I don't remember that.
Meteor, which was funny when he. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed Black Panther. I have a great deal of respect for the gentleman who played Black Panther. Hear me out. Here, hold on. But when
No,
he,
he's why you don't do butt sex.
that's not why he died. He was
He
straight.
died of ass cancer.
One does not include the other there, Bubba.
Shush. He was gay though.
No, he wasn't.
I don't know that.
It's all right. Every once in a while, I'm at the cigar shop. It's like, hey, did you hear somebody died? I get on the phone. They're not dead. They're just extremely old.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't somebody like really big die recently in like our circles of fandom and stuff?
Gene Hackman passed on.
It was after that.
Not that I'm sure. I just haven't really paid attention.
I didn't
I'm always in
follow
that
up.
weird bubble when it comes to like when somebody like famous dies. I'm like, that's sad, but I didn't know him, and I just kind of let it go in the vapors.
Well,
Rain-
yeah, if I look at it a little bit more cynically, I guess. Whoever that person is, if they're news, they had a fucking phenomenal life compared to the average person. So,
Oh, I'm not arguing that. I got nothing,
uh,
nothing against them, just nothing for it.
Yeah.
That's like if my, God forbid, if my mom dies, that will have more of an emotional effect on me than, oh, Gene Hackman died. Well, that's too
I
bad.
thought he was already dead.
People thought Stan Lee was dead, 20 years before he died. So,
Yeah.
Wow. I just assumed they kept animating his corpse for all those movies.
Oh no, he's not Disney.
Frisbee, what?
Disney. Walt Disney.
What do you mean? I think they actually did do that for him. They added him
Walt
into a
Disney.
movie.
The rumor goes that he's
No. Stan Lee. They actually added him into a movie after his death.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And rightly so. He should be in every Marvel movie. To
A
the end of
reference
time.
of him somehow should be, yeah. If it wasn't for him, Bob Kane, Jack Kirby, and a handful of other guys, the comic book,
Lee Falk,
yeah.
even before all of them.
Comic books would still be respectable literature. It wouldn't be this superhero trash. It'd still be decent action adventure stories about rugged men in the woods hunting animals and going after, I don't know, spy shit and stuff.
Do you like stories about rugged men shirtless
Shadow
in the
does.
forest?
Shadow does.
I mean,
You like gladiator movies?
oh, I can't wait to see the new.
There's a
movie.
couple actually. Actually, I do like a couple of gladiator movies. Spartacus wasn't bad. So was the Gladiator. The first one, not the second one.
With Russell Crowe? No.
Spartacus was great until you realize he's wearing tennis shoes and a watch. Kirk Douglas.
You didn't like Gladiator with
Russell Crowe? No, I didn't.
Russell Crowe.
No.
Yeah, well,
I don't really like him that much.
still a good thing he's in.
Yeah, I liked him in Master and Commander. That was kind of a good movie.
Yeah,
that was a good movie for him.
So, sadly, they didn't make the entire series.
Yeah, I knew they weren't. I knew it was like I know they said they were going to make them, and I'm like, they're not going to do it. They won't.
The show was too smart. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Go figure.
Well, it's also the main character wasn't even the focus of the movie because Russell Crowe was in it. What was his name?
Russell Crowe was the main character.
Not in the books.
I don't even remember the last time I picked up one of those books, so I got nothing.
I don't even know what books you're talking about.
Master and Commander was a series of books with Captain. What's his name?
Nelson?
No. Aubrey, Captain Jack Aubrey, and the surgeon Matron. Played by Paul Bettany.
I like Paul Bettany.
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Division.
Yeah.
Plus, he was the main character of the books.
Yeah. Oh, was he really?
My Keep It Weird came down.
Yeah.
You kind of like
I still haven't fucking Brian sent me one of those and it still hasn't arrived.
You're kidding. Really?
Yeah. He was asking me about it like 3 weeks ago.
Really? Yeah, I've got another one somewhere, but I want more. I want to put them up on other things.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still waiting for the Christmas card from Bo, and that never showed up. So,
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, that is what. I think I
got like 2 or 3 of them on my refrigerator still.
Oh.
And then his game is going to be on hiatus for the next, I don't know how long, which kind of sucks for him.
His work kicking his ass.
Yeah, they switched the schedule up, and
Got work, man.
He picked the worst time to switch places he worked. Yeah. Because he's working for the government now, right? So
does he have to write reports every week? I saved a person's life.
I don't think it's that bad.
But I'm pretty sure he already had to do that anyways.
Yeah, he was private sector before.
I don't know.
Well, because they're doing those national force reductions that are retarded.
Mm,
Because of Doge.
I call it douche.
Yeah, that is a good policy. How many matches?
I was really disappointed that the Cardinals did not pick me as the next pope.
Who?
The Cardinals for the conclave.
I wanted
I mean,
Pizza Balla.
he was in the right. He was in the top 4. The guy that they picked was like
Out of 4.
there was 4. There was 4 guys, and the guy that they picked was not even on. He was not even on that list.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't want
Now,
to.
I want. I was telling Shadow earlier and the other day. I wanted Pizza Balla, right? And I wanted him to insist on him being the first of his name, Pizza Balla the first, and I wanted him to have a new. What was that thing where they had the
Eucharist.
no that before that? I wanted a new. What was the Vatican the first? When they had the meeting, and then they did another one in the 50s. Everybody hates.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
What was that? And then have them like instead of like we're no longer doing the mass in Italian, he's gonna switch the Eucharist to a slice of pizza. Optionally, a meatball sandwich.
Making me hungry.
Yeah.
I was
You're telling me you wouldn't attend church more if the Eucharist was a pizza slice?
No, my schedule is so freaking tight. I'm gonna actually have to leave in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to go to church more than once a week, but it's just not
You're
feasible.
saying you wouldn't go up for the Eucharist more often if it was in. You go to confession for that piece of pizza.
I have never been to confession.
Yeah, you need to go so you can get the body of the Lord. Now that it
I,
has pepperoni on it.
That's horrible. Funny, but still horrible.
It's truly Italian, though.
See, if I was
I
making,
will be going before the end of the year. I can say that.
I'll be honest with you. If it was a slice of lasagna, that would be true heaven.
Lasagna is a
Honest-
really good thing, and I will bring you back a report of what kind of lasagna we have this Saturday because I'm expecting it to be ass. You know,
I'm
like
telling you, make yourself an entire turkey tray for yourself. Go buy the 4-inch deep, 5-inch deep turkey tray, and up to the top. You want that thing to be this fucking thick. You know, if
no,
it's
you're
not
right. I absolutely
if
do.
if it's
Uh,
not half a foot, if it's not an 18-layer lasagna,
the only problem is that would probably end up costing me like $100, and like half of it would get wasted because it
where,
was.
no,
where, where, where are you
no,
going
no,
for
no,
your?
no,
Where are you
no,
going for this
no.
pie?
$500. You want to spend $500 on cheese alone?
No, you don't.
I really don't. I really don't. I can think of 2 books that are about that price or just under it that I would rather have.
You want to spend like $500 on this cheese alone? You want that with 2 foot by 3 foot
You do take.
roasting tray from the dollar store. That's like 6 to 8 inches deep. Get the 8-inch deep one. Make it fucking all of it for yourself, and then take like $12 and go to the grocery store and get those like
Stofers.
pre-made Stouffer's lasagnas for the family. And
That's
you're fucking
exactly what
dead
I'm
shit.
expecting for Saturday. It's going to be either one step above or one step below that, which I
Yeah.
personally find an affront and a crime against humanity because
So
it is
so
absolute garbage.
you need to make okay. I'm okay. Go get yourself a little bread tin or whatever. So it's one lasagna noodle per layer. You can do that. You can make a personal fucking lasagna.
Yeah, I've
Uh,
got a couple of meatloaf pans I could do that with.
yeah, right. Like, well, it's a bread pan, but
Maybe.
you make one of those, and then while they're cutting out their stofers. You just pull that out because you baked it, whatever. It's
I
like
literally.
don't even take it out of the pan. Just eat it with the fork right out of the fucking thing.
There's going to be so many people. I don't even think they'll notice.
Wait, what's going on?
You sound
Saturday, we're
fanboy.
having like 20 people over for Mother's Day.
Do you know 20
They
people
want
that like you?
lasagna. This is a huge family of Mexicans. They want lasagna for Mother's Day,
Yeah.
even though it's
Right.
Saturday, not Sunday. But
They
whatever.
want rice and beans?
I just
Enchiladas?
assume the noodle that they're using for the lasagna is gonna be a burrito.
The tortilla.
Yeah. No, they're just
You know,
gonna
you
like
make fun
buy
of that. Hold on.
burritos.
You make fun of that, but I've actually had this was a little bit ago, but I had a Mexican version of lasagna, and it was pretty fucking amazing.
I can imagine a 5-6 layer round flour tortilla like pan pizza with all the Mexican trimmings, and it would be absolutely. Make sure there's plenty of sour cream and
But
cheddar
isn't
cheese.
there already a name for that? It's like a quesadilla or something.
Quesadilla is just a tortilla folded in half, stuffed with cheese and
It's
fries.
it's a grilled cheese it's a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, it's a Mexican grilled cheese sandwich, basically. Yeah. Sometimes they'll put chicken in it, and a green sauce, and maybe some
Oh
onions.
man, I had
Yeah, that's how I'm used to seeing it with the onions.
I have
and
had a
the
quesadilla at this
cheese or
restaurant
meat.
where they put portobello mushrooms on it. Oh, it was fucking tastic. Chocolate. I'm not.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of things you can do with a quesadilla to make it.
You
very
you
different.
gotta understand. I worked in a 5-star Mexican restaurant.
And
I know what this food looks like when it's done well.
yeah, it's just it rarely is.
Exactly.
Wait, what?
Literally everywhere in the United States I've ever been, a number one plate is a beef tamale, a cheese enchilada, rice and beans.
There's a place here over in
That's all I
Peoria,
ever order.
Peoria called Jalapenos, and a really traditional Mexican
Yeah.
food, and it's really good. I, you know, if you ever get invited over to if you have a friend who just happens to be Mexican and they invite you for dinner, the answer is always yes.
There's a reason why I won't eat a fish taco, and it's not because I dislike fish tacos. It's
He'd
because
rather have the burrito.
It's because I ate like 700 of them a month.
No, it's all right. It's all
No,
right.
they were the staff meal.
I understand, but you're amongst friends. We understand that you don't like fish tacos. You'd rather have the burrito.
No, that's shadow. Yeah, no. We just get like a tray of these things like almost every hour. Just like here, have some fish tacos.
The few occasions that I do want like fish, I just go with 8 salt fish and chips kind of thing, or tuna. I don't. The thing is with the fish taco, they throw in a bunch of things that ruin the way they cook the fish, which is basically fish and chips. Basically, it's cod or something like that with a batter on it that's supposed to be crunchy, and then they douse it or surround it by lettuce and lemon juice, which makes it all soggy. And I'm like, why did you do that?
See,
I just have all the ingredients separate, and I'll deal with it.
It's been a while since I've been there. I've been to this restaurant, but that is fish taco, and they didn't bread the fish, but they used like cod. It was cod, and they hit it with cilantro, some lemon juice, and a few other things, red onions, a little bit of tomatoes, and it was amazing.
Do you know Jerry Synthol?
No,
losers.
But we're about ready to sign off, and I don't care enough.
Yeah. I'm not
all right, everybody. If you remember, this weekend's Mother's Day, so even if you don't like the old broad, make sure you call her.
What you call her?
What?
I call her $95 for Chinese food. God damn it!
What you call her is up to you, is what I said.
Yeah.
Man, are you pathetic, Jerry? Like, you have nothing better to do? You're like the one in the chat calling people losers. Like, if we're losers, what the fuck are you? Honestly. There's 4 billion channels on this goddamn website.
With that being said, good night, everybody.
We'll see you guys again.
I made your channel. Okay, I'm out of here. Good.
Wrench me, and I will ban these